Dean Legge and Dylan Weber here in New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl. Georgia going today in the Superdome for the first time. Mecole Hardman meeting with us. Isaac Nada meeting with us. They don't know what they're going to do as far as the NFL is concerned.
I mean, yeah, there's still a whole nother game, a nationally televised game against a solid ranked Texas opponent. Things could go either way for them at this point. They either of them have a really good game, people will take notice. That might bump them up a round or two. They have a bad game, could be the opposite.
Yeah, it feels, just standing there, I am a little skeptical Mecole will leave this second, but I don't know.
It's just so hard to say right now. I think especially with receivers, I think that can go either way because there's just so many talented receivers out there, and especially with kick returners as well. I think the market for them is kind of volatile. They could go ahead.
Well, the thing about it is, if it's volatile, and if you're Mecole and you have a game where you got 5 catches for 120 yards and a touchdown, that might be enough. I've seen him, man. His speed is not normal.
That's his biggest selling point, especially on punt returns. You see him field a punt, and he just takes off. Yeah. It's insane how fast he goes. And if he's able to display that, people watching that game will be like, hey, we need a new kick returner. That's a nice guy right there.
Well, tomorrow, Georgia's defense tomorrow. Now I'm getting convinced. So Georgia's defense, we don't know who will be Mel Tucker. It won't be Kirby. That would be amazing.
If he just came out here and said...
I don't see what the big deal would be with that.
Have you seen Horrible Bosses? Where Kevin Spacey's like, I will take the promotion myself. Kirby Smart.
Well, he was working with the DBs today, and, everybody's talking about how Georgia's not going to be interested in this game. All you had to do is see them practice today at the Superdome. This is a big deal game. That's all there is to it. The Rose Bowl is a big deal for sure, and that's what they played in last year. The Sugar Bowl and Georgia have been tied together for some time.
It's kind of the game of the SEC. You win the SEC, and you don't go to the playoffs. You play in the Sugar Bowl. That's kind of been their go-to game. And
the other thing, too, is you actually have an interesting matchup for the first time in forever for Georgia. Bowl games and Georgia don't always get along very well. People don't want to play West Virginia. They want to play name brand in a way that other teams are not name brand. Texas, there's not a lot of name brand people bigger than Texas.
That's a blue blood program. It hasn't been quite what it's been in history this past 9 years since the Colt McCoy days, but that is still a big time program, and this is really their first big national bowl game since that national championship game in 2009.
It's because it's been a rough decade for Texas.
It's been really bad.
I am skeptical that they can keep up with Georgia, but I'll say this too. There's also the discussion of Justin Fields. He's out there today practicing, playing. I'm assuming he's going to play. I don't know why Georgia wouldn't play Justin in this game for a lot of different reasons.
I think they're going to continue the same thing of how they've been using him. When they see an opportunity to use him, they will use him. If they don't see an opportunity to use him, they won't use him. I don't think, this whole transfer thing will weigh on how they use him or not.
The most complicated thing, and we'll wrap with this, the most complicated thing right now are the plethora of moving parts, whether you talk about Luke Ford, Justin Fields, Mecole, Isaac. You still have a signing day coming up in 5 weeks, whatever it is. It's a nutty time for this program. And in addition to that, you have Mel Tucker, your defensive coordinator, leaving. There's a ton of transition for Georgia. I can't speak to Texas. I guess they got 2 kids on the transfer wire.
2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, well, that's not great, right? But this is an interesting bowl time. Last year, there was none of this. It didn't exist. And, of course, you were crusading for a national championship. This year, with the new rules and the weird signing day, everything's different.
Yeah, it's just this game, it is much different with that transfer portal. Like you said, that's been the huge news of these past few weeks. It's just who's in the transfer portal, who's not. People have been checking that. That's been what's been reporting on. Yeah.
And the other thing is, too, if that didn't exist, Justin wouldn't be in it. There would be discussion of it. But now he's in it for sure, and it's a topic of conversation. It's probably one of the biggest things in this game.
It's just kind of, confirmation. Otherwise, it's just rumors floating around. Yeah. You have the USA Today story, and that's about all you have. It's just speculation. But with that transfer portal, it now becomes cemented that it is a possibility.
All right, we are in New Orleans. We will have more tomorrow on Dawg Post. Go check out everything. If you're watching on Facebook, click some links. Dylan has a very long story today about the transfers. And then if you're on YouTube, click the link below. And we'll see y'all on Saturday.